What's up, Moose fam? We're back. I gotta set up a new source for giveaways. I use the OGYG Gaming OGYG Gaming source for the wheel here, and as you can see right there, it says OGYG Gaming, which is mine and my son's YouTube channel. And you know, this is where I think I've showed this off before. Anyways, I just wanted to come on and say hi. We're not doing a giveaway. These are random numbers, random names. No, we're gonna do a ticket giveaway that we had people. We mostly put it up on community pages such as like Cole Harbor Community, Eastern Pass Community, stuff like that, to give people a chance to win tickets who don't typically go to the games. And those who do go to the games. We just want to give away tickets. And we asked them to just simply comment their favorite Christmas movie. Overwhelming amount of people said Elf. I mean, great movie, but it's not the best Christmas movie. IMO. What's up, Lindsay? Hi, babe. So, yeah, we're going to get to that giveaway. The tickets are 2 adult, 2 child admittance tickets to this Saturday's game versus the Islanders. So much I want to say. Where is the link? Give me the link. Sorry, bud. It ended. The giveaway ended Thursday, today. But we had, 30 some odd entries, 40 entries, something like that. The tickets were donated yet again by our boy Jody Diggins. He's the guy who also donated the jersey for the last prize. The guy's a saint. He literally just wants to give, and I love it. I love the spirit. I met him. I think I spent all of second period talking to him. He's a wonderful guy. We'll have to have him on the podcast sometime just to tell his story, because he's got an incredible one. But he donated these tickets, and we're going to give them away. Let me just get to the chat here real quick. I want to join and win. Are you going to come down for Saturday's game? Steve is saying Die Hard. I put Die Hard in for my favorite movie, and then I immediately deleted it. And God, I can't even remember what I put now. Isn't that something? Couldn't have been too good of a movie. I want to be live with you. Dude, join in. You can be live with me. Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. It is so. It is so. Hang on a second. You know what? If we're going to make this a thing, we're going to make this a thing. 1 second. We are going to make this a thing. You don't want to fight. You don't want the smoke. Let's go. Adam, don't you go nowhere, buddy. Join in. Join in if you dare, Adam. No excuse. I sent the link. So yeah, we're gonna do this giveaway. Jody, again, thank you, sir. I'm getting a little off track. Appreciate all you've done for the channel since we've met. I am going to, because Elf was the biggest most commented movie, I'm gonna click 3 times or shuffle 3 times for every letter of Elf. So we're gonna go ELF. Now I'm gonna spin, and the winner is gonna win the 4 tickets. Let's go. Adam Bolduc. Melissa, honey, can you screenshot that or copy it so I can message him later? I gave you the link on Facebook. You go into Messenger and click the link. It'll be there, buddy. That was the giveaway. Congratulations, Adam. I'm gonna reach out to you personally and make sure you get those tickets. And give me 1 quick second here. There we go. Oh my God, look at the chat on the screen. I love it. So I'm gonna wait here and see if Adam does join. I think he's more apt to join this year as opposed to last year because his team is doing so much better than they were last year. So I'm gonna get to the comments while we're waiting to see if he's gonna come on. Melissa says, if you followed the page, then you would have been able to. That's right. That's right, Adam. Die Hard is in Christmas. We're gonna fight over that Die Hard thing. Melissa says, oh my God, yes, please let him go live to debate this out because Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. What do you mean? The internet says it's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. Steve's dabbing in the corner for some reason. Lindsay said Home Alone. CJ says hi to everybody. Steve says Bad Santa. Ooh, that is a horrible movie. I thought it was going to be, child friendly. It is not. Where's the link? Yes, sir. His move was the Gremlins. Yeah, I don't like the Gremlins. My movie wasn't the Gremlins. Just because there's a Christmas tree doesn't make it a Christmas movie. What? That doesn't make sense. It's literally in Christmas time. I just want to do another big shout out to anybody who's here still watching. I had seen a gentleman outside of the last game who was wearing a Steel Subaru times Mooseheads hat. His name's Darren. He is the sales manager for Halifax, or Steel Subaru in Halifax on Kempt Road. I said, where'd you get the hat? And he told me, and I was like, oh, is there any way I could get a couple from you to give away as prizes? And and he said, yeah, we can do that. Why don't you call them on Monday and we'll gear you up with a stack. Awesome, man. You're the man. So I got my daughter-in-law to go pick the hats up because she's always over that way. And I couldn't believe she sent me a picture. What's up, brother?
What's up?
How you doing?
How are you?
Not too bad. Just hanging out in the studio there.
Well, I saw you were going live, so I figured I'd jump on.
Nice, buddy. Just give me 1 second. I got to explain something real quick. So he said I sent my daughter-in-law to go pick these hats up, and she sends me a picture of this box, this massive box behind her. And I was like, how much did they give you? She says, box says 200. I'm like, what? So I get this box today. It's 50 pounds. The box is literally over 50 pounds. And I open it up, and sure enough, there is 200 Halifax Mooseheads times Subaru hats in there. So shout out to Steel Subaru, man. I know the Moose fans are going to enjoy them, and I'm just going to be giving them out randomly to everybody. Quantities last, of course. What's up, Adam?
How are you?
Not bad. I got to get my headphones on because the feedback is probably crazy with my speakers.
Yeah, I had to mute my chat, but yeah, I mean, my wife's probably not impressed that I'm getting on another thing. As I was
no, I can't even hear you yet. 1 second, buddy.
What?
I was not prepared for guests.
I didn't think you would be.
So you ready for Christmas?
Define ready for Christmas.
All the decorations are up. You got all your gifts wrapped.
The studio's ready. The house is kind of ready. We're not going a whole lot just because we've got an arrival in January and we're not going anywhere. So, but yeah, the house is ready. I don't generally decorate until December 1st just because I'm not the type that wants to decorate the day after Halloween and be Christmased out by the time it actually becomes Christmas. So, but yeah, the house is ready. I haven't bought anything because, let's be honest, I'm a guy. It's not happening. So, yeah.
So that's my
Pretty
wife.
much as ready as we can be.
My wife would decorate the moment Halloween November 11th. She would decorate November 12th if I was okay with it. But this year I think we decorated around the first week of December or something like that. And we got some gifts bought and stuff like that. I don't enjoy Christmas shopping. I just want to kick everybody who's in front of me. Like, yeah, no, it's stressful.
I don't mind it. Like I'm the odd liar. I love going to grocery shopping. I love going to malls. I love going shopping.
What?
Yeah, last year the wife gives me a list of what she wants. She gives me like 10 or 15 things, and I got to pick, so she's surprised. And in Champlain Mall in Moncton, I was in and out, and all her gifts done in 28 minutes.
Wow, buddy, you're a champ.
And that's because I had a list. Normally, I'll just walk the mall. I don't care. But yeah, no, I'm a mall guy. I'm a shopper.
You're a mall lingerer, are you?
Yeah. No, I'm more of a window shopper now as an adult with responsibilities and stuff. But yeah. I'm a mall guy.
I've always hated them all. So this is the hats, by the way. It says Subaru Atlantic there, Mooseheads logo there. Then it says Steel Subaru on the side. So I got 200 of these to give away.
You should put a Moose Fans logo on that. Sign them.
Right? Gee, sign them. Nobody wants my signature, bud. Let me tell you.
How do you know?
So
you're famous. You're famous.
So we're getting close. So if those of you who don't know, this is Adam from the Wildcast podcast. I've been on his lives or his channel at least twice now, maybe even 3 times. I'm not sure. This is the first time he has graced us with his presence.
Yep.
Now, is that because your team is doing so well this year?
No, I'm unlike Jeremy. I don't care. I love rivalries, and I know junior hockey cycles, so. I don't know. It has nothing to do with the teams. Like, I would have come on last year. Let's be honest. We just recycle each other's players. We get some of yours for a run. You get some of ours for a run. We get some of yours for a run. At some point, our junior hockey cycles are going to line up where both our teams are going to be good, and the actual rivalry is going to be fun to watch. And I said it with Jeremy and when we went to Charlottetown, it's just better when both teams are good in this division.
Yeah.
And I know cycles hit differently, but like going to the Island, I don't like playing the Islanders because of Holton hockey, but I don't like going to the Island when we're going to beat them like 6-1 or get beat 6-1.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a weird thing with Halifax where you guys come here and run our show and then we show up there and we run your show and get W's. Like, it's a very weird dynamic. But yeah, no, I just noticed you were going live giving away tickets, so I was like, well, I want to win tickets.
Are you coming down for the Saturday's game?
No, but I want to win tickets. I never win nothing. I'm always doing the giveaways. I don't get to win nothing.
I got a hat for you.
That's exciting. As long as you sign it, I'm in.
All right. I think I was going somewhere with this. I'm drawing a
Christmas
blank.
movie, I'm assuming?
No. It was something to do with your team versus our team. I can't remember now. I lost it. It's a blank.
Right.
Recycling players. You had mentioned we just recycle each other players.
Not recycling, but like trading back and forth.
Borrowing. I'll tell you, I still can't wait to get Dano. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna wait for a while. He's going to the East, but not the Eastern Conference. I think he's going to the East Division.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not next year though. You don't think, eh?
Next Christmas, I think.
Yeah. So what's this about Die Hard? You don't think it's a Christmas movie or what?
Do you think Step Brothers is a Christmas movie?
Well, there's a Christmas tree in it.
So that makes it a Christmas movie?
Yes, buddy. And one of my favorites. I forgot all about it.
Yeah. No, I saw it a long time ago.
Off my drum set.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it because it's a Christmas movie focuses on Christmas, and this movie focuses on action. There just happens to be the week of Christmas and around Christmas, and so to me, it's not a Christmas movie. But I know that we had the assistant GM Rick Melanson, and he gave his movie, and then his second pick would have been Die Hard. So, Jeremy and Chris, who used to be on our show, think it's a Christmas movie. Maybe I'm just in the minority, I guess. I do not.
A lot of people think that Gremlins is a Christmas movie too, though.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't know. There's got to be certain themes for me. Like, I don't know. My favorite of all time is National Lampoon's.
Good pick.
And then Elf, and then Home Alone. One of the more underrated Christmas movies for me is Four Christmases with Vince
that's
Vaughn
what
and
I
Reese
picked.
Witherspoon.
That's what I picked. That was what I put. Melissa said I put something else. That's what I put. I deleted Die Hard and I put Four Christmases because I absolutely loved the MMA scene with, I think it was Randy Couture who was in that movie, correct? Yeah, I loved that scene.
Yeah, it's just one of those underrated ones. Jeremy enjoys one of his favorite is Christmas with the Cranks. And I haven't seen that one. Usually I end up decorating, then we put Christmas movies on. We decorated last weekend. We put just a random, I think it was called Christmas X or something like that, Xmas. But it was with a random dude in Leighton Meester. It was on Prime, and we thought we were just going to be a throwaway movie in the background because I didn't want to watch one of the main 5 or main 10 that everybody watches. Yeah, no, we stopped doing Christmas and we sat down and watched the film. Like,
was it good?
It was actually pretty funny. Yeah, like it wasn't one of those Hallmark cheesy ones, but it was pretty funny. But yeah, no, for me it's National Lampoon's, Elf, Home Alone, and then Four Christmases.
Have you seen the one? I can't remember the name of it, but the sheriff from it was a TV show with Demigorgons and stuff in it. The name. Anyways, it's Santa Claus, who's basically a superhero in it. He has to. Not really.
Like on Prime.
Yeah, it's kind of like Santa Claus meets Die Hard. I don't think it's on Prime. I can't remember the name of it, but Santa Claus is out for blood, man.
Is it with The Rock and Chris Evans in that?
No,
that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen Stranger Things? Have you ever seen Stranger Things?
No, I never got into that series. My wife is into that series, but
the sheriff from that show.
I just finished Game of Thrones.
I watched the first 2 seasons. That's it. Couldn't get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I never watched it because I never had HBO. I just wasn't paying for it. And then when I met my wife, she was like 4 seasons into it because of the timeline by the time I met her. So I wasn't going to start all over again when it's midway through the series because I'll never catch up. So I waited. And then obviously with our House of Dragons came out, I'm like, oh, cool. Well, that's a prequel to Game of Thrones. So now I got to watch Game of Thrones. So we binged that in about 3.5 months. Which is exactly what happened in 2020, is I started watching WandaVision. I'm like, oh, this is a good show. No idea about it. Elizabeth Olsen, I'm in. 2 episodes in, I was like, oh, she's from Thor. I'm like, oh. So we binged every MCU movie in 10 days.
How do you not? 18, binge?
18 movies in 10 days. We did 3 movies a day almost. And we watched them in not yearly order, but actual chronological, the way they're supposed to be, because I hope I don't offend, but I'm not a nerd, so I don't know the comic books and the stories and the DCs and the MCUs, so I messaged my buddy back in Alberta. I was like, "Hey, you're a nerd. What order am I watching this thing? Yeah, what order am I watching this thing in?" And he's like, "Oh, hold on." He gave me like 7 different ways to watch these. I'm like, "What's the most common one?" He's like, "Oh, in order of how they actually go." So we started with like Marvel, the Captain Marvel, and then,
Captain America. That's where it starts.
Yeah, Captain America, and then Captain Marvel, and just like not in chronological year order, but in actual film order. And I don't watch all the series. Like I haven't watched Loki and all this other stuff, but I'll watch the movies when they come out now.
It's funny because they did the same thing with Star Wars, and nobody batted an eye about it, right? Like,
Never seen Star Wars.
what?
Everything I know from Star Wars, I learned from Spaceballs.
Get out.
I have seen one Star Wars movie, and it was in 2014, one of the first ones that came on Netflix there.
Not for you.
It's just not my thing. And I am not a fan of prequels. So like to watch the originals, and then you got to go watch these 3, and then you just make the movies. Just make the movies. So I won't even watch the Lion King prequels. Nothing. I don't like prequels.
I love them.
The story of Simba and stuff like that, like all the spin-offs. I'm not into that.
So my wife wants to interrupt me for a second. I'm not sure why. What's up, hon?
You probably don't understand why I have better opinions than you.
What the hell? But she laughed. She laughed so hard last night on the live. She was watching down the living room. She laughed so hard when you said, "Yeah, Colin, why don't you just take over the show?" She literally, she's like, "I'm surprised you didn't hear me from downstairs laughing."
I probably did if I want to.
Yes, please, if you wouldn't mind going to the page and announcing the winner of the tickets, that would be great. So you reach out. No, that'd be great. I appreciate it, hon. Yeah, no, she laughed. She laughed her ass off. I felt, I'll tell you, I got to be honest about your podcast last night. I felt so out of place. I'm on my 3rd year as a diehard, go to every game, watch every game stint. And you guys just rattle off names and stats, like, especially a dude from I'm sorry, his name's escaping me right now, but the Screaming Eagles guy. Holy,
McNeil.
He knows everybody.
Oh, he calls games. He's the play-by-play voice of the Cape Breton Eagles.
Didn't know that.
So funny enough, he got the job as a fan. Like he was just a fan of the team. Never went to broadcast school. Never went to do anything like that. And when they first started, their former person, I don't know if it was ill or was sick or something. So they knew he wanted to. I think they were holding open auditions. I'd have to double check with them or get him on your channel. And yeah, he had an open audition, and he's been doing it ever since.
Good
as a play-by-play guy, and he goes on all the road trips and everything. But yeah, he was just a fan of the team that turned into a play-by-play. He gave it a shot on the radio, and people liked the way he delivered, and he's stuck doing it for the good and the bad through Cape Breton times. But I know how you feel. I get how you feel. When I moved out here like 6 years ago, I literally played NHL. I guess it would have been 18 to learn the league and learn the teams and learn the names, and I still butcher all the French names. I'm getting to a point where the Q is helping me out because the team of the week that we promote on our podcast, they're all English names and I can pronounce them. So I've had a real good run of about 3 weeks where I've got to say all 6 names. But yeah, no, Jeremy's knowledge, and even Chris Dobson in year 1 and 2 there, they just like, if you ever have a chance to talk to Jeremy, just talk about who was drafted by the Wildcats in this year and this thing. And I have some of it, but his knowledge and both him and Pat and Tozer, like, don't worry, man. And sometimes I feel like I'm just like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, say my former co-host Dylan Gorman, he could rattle off trades stretching years back and who was drafted in what order stretching years back. It's beyond me. I don't get it. So I have a Moose fan question in the chat for you.
For me?
For you, buddy. Eden Arkins says, thoughts on us taking you to OT last weekend?
I wasn't surprised by it. These two teams, especially in the Scotiabank Center play well against each other. Halifax is going to be scrappy. They've always been scrappy, even when they're not as good as we are. So there's something about our team, and I'm not taking anything away from Halifax, but there's something about our team that doesn't look right since about middle of November. They look tired. But it was Thursday night. We are terrible on Thursday nights.
You said that last year.
Yeah, and it's continued. I got a stat. I think last year we were 3-7, and this year I think with our win totals in that we are like 5 now, 5-9, 5-10 in the third. Like last year we were 3-7 and lost 50, or we're outscored 50-28, and that was including being 1 point away from the division lead with Halifax at the midway point. Like we had a really good first half. So part of it I chalk it up to Thursday night. Part of it I chalk up to that's a scrappy team, and anytime you got Russo, you have a chance. And both those goals, I mean, especially the OT one, I mean, that's not generally a goal he gives up. Bit of a surprise there from him. And no, it's a good team there. And we were not at our best, but we haven't been at our best for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. So, but it was a good win.
Yeah, you said you contributed to the news of the NCAA ruling. Is that was on your podcast?
Yeah, Rudy. The news of the backup goaltender.
Yeah.
And again, we've never claimed to be in the room or know what goes on in the room. We're pretty close with our interviews, but we've never been in there. And it just seems like that was announced November 11th, and since then, or November 10th or whatever, and since then it just seems like we're giving up leads. We're struggling to beat teams. Like we had to go to overtime against Gatineau. Nothing against Gatineau, but when we're 17-4 and they're 4-17, you didn't know the standings. It looked like this. So that's not a team that we should be going to overtime with and allowing a goal with 47 seconds left or something like that. So there might be something chemistry wise in the room. I love Keegan Warren. Good kid, had him on our post games a couple times, but I think it was more health related than development related. And I think that may have changed the dynamic in the room. Plus, I mean, Gardner's gone with 13 forwards and 6 defensemen, and he's been playing his top 9 regularly. So this is a tired group, and this break is going to be a perfect time.
It's funny because I remember last year and even the year before, we always struggled against bottom tier teams. I wonder if that's kind of what you guys are going through, kind of playing down to their level. That
is 100%. Like it was a problem last year. It's a problem in the first half. The second half, our coach just couldn't make adjustments. But yeah, I think that's part of it. We always joke that it's our fault because we pump the team up too much and they listen, and then they don't play well. But I mean, these are kids. They look at standings, they see what's coming through. They're like, oh, Gatineau's terrible. We can kind of take a night off, flip the switch if we need to, and they're going to get up for the Cape Bretons. They're going to get up for the Halifax's division-wise. They're going to get up for the Drummondvilles, the Sherbrooks, the Rimouskis, but it's the Victoriavilles, Val-d'Or, all that stuff that you got to get up to first or as well, and make some adjustments and see what happens in the second half.
So just for the fans, if you haven't seen the interview that came out today, it was with Sean Carrier. No, Tom, you didn't make it on time. We're just about to wrap up, bud. Love you, though. Sean Carrier was on so you can check that interview out live now. Next Thursday, I will be posting an interview with Morgan Nas. He was with us for 2 years before being traded to the Sags. Really interesting story about what would happen with him after his first year at the Sags. So you'll have to tune in to see that. That'll be live next Thursday. Don't look forward to seeing his face. He had some issues with his camera, couldn't get it working, so we were only able to have audio with him. So you get to look at my lovely mug and maybe a picture of him throughout that whole interview. Any closing thoughts there, Adam?
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. Elf is one of the better Christmas movies. National Lampoon's is the best Christmas movie. Four Christmases is the most underrated. And for everyone that's going to watch this, get on this channel all the time. share this guy's content all the time. Enjoy this guy's content. Because there's not a lot of us doing it. There's myself. There's Colin, obviously. Cape Breton, kind of. But if you guys have something like this, don't let it go. Because thankfully, our fans have allowed us to do this for 8 years and got us to a point where we're accredited. You got somebody that's putting... almost swore there. You got somebody that's putting in a ton of his own time. Don't take it for granted. Just when you get it, share it, love it, enjoy it. And if you want to find out what the Wildcats are doing, come check out our content.
It's actually a really good show. I tune in. Anytime I see a live, I join in. Like I said, these guys are informative. They know a lot more than I do. Jeremy probably knows more about the mooseheads than I do, for crying out loud. So definitely check them out. I enjoy their content, as I said. Thanks for the nice words, man. I really do appreciate it. You know the.
Man, we need more of this stuff in the CHL, and I'll be honest. I reached out to the head of communications in the CHL, and I said, you need to have a podcast platform for all your groups, and whether it's fans or official. I mean, Chicoutimi, Quebec, Cape Breton, Halifax, they have official channels. There's a bunch in the OHL. There's a bunch in the WHL. Like, look at them, vet them, and give fans a place to go find podcasts. Because this is the way the new world is working. So, and
it's free.
It's free.
It's free.
Exactly.
It's free publicity for your team, for the organization, for the CHL, the QMJHL. It's free publicity.
And it's free to watch it.
Yeah.
It's free to watch all of our content, to enjoy all of it. So if you want to come to our show, we don't just talk Wildcats. We kind of do, but we do cover the league.
Yep.
So just jump on Wildcast Podcast on Twitter, click the bell, enjoy the subscriptions. Again, thanks, Colin. I didn't win the tickets. I wouldn't have gone. I would have just re-gifted them back to a family that needed them. But love what you're doing, man, and I appreciate you coming on anytime that we need you on our show.
They also, during Big Brother, they also do updates on Big Brother weekly, so you can look forward to checking that out as well.
Even if you pop on for 5 minutes, it makes our content look good, and we talk about Big Brother, we talk about Hell's Kitchen, we talk about any kind of pop culture references, tickets, Avril Lavigne's coming, Nelly's coming. We just talk about really anything for the first couple. Yeah,
Matt Rife's coming
to Halifax.
Yes, sir.
I know.
Did you say Halifax?
No, I said Halifax.
Oh, I think you said Halifax.
I put an A on it.
Actually,
I call it Halifrancisco. Because if you go look, when I first came here in June for a holiday before I moved here, we spent 3 days in Moncton, 3 days in Halifax, and it literally reminded me of San Francisco, the way it's
the hills.
The hill. Fat people like me don't enjoy hills, but all the hills, all the houses together painted. Like, we stayed on Bower Street.
Yep.
The first time we came, and it reminded me of Halifax with the bridges and the fog, and so I call it Halifrancisco.
I like that. Yeah. Halifrancisco in California. Right?
Yeah. I'm reading your wife's comments that she likes talking Big Brother, that she has pans in the kitchen.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, so in Hell's Kitchen. She's talking.
Hello Kitchen, not Hell's Kitchen.
She's talking about Gordon Ramsay. She's been obsessed with the pans that he promotes. They're hex clad. That's what she's on
right.
About there. And we're gonna have to have you on for a proper interview, right?
Anytime.
So I think we decided sometime within the Christmas break, when there's no real content, we'll do something with that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have one more show, which is our mega episode previewing before and looking ahead. And it's about a 2-hour episode that we split, and we don't come back until January 8th, when we'll have, in case anyone's watching from the Wildcats, General Manager Taylor McDougall on to discuss what he did in the 2 weeks. And when's your interview with the GM on what you did?
Maybe I should set that up. Maybe I'll talk to Scott.
You're one of the intriguing teams.
I know, but you know what? Here's the thing. Our fans really complain about Cam. If he makes a great move, well, it's his job. And if he doesn't make a great move, or they don't like the move, then it's, he needs to go, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to perpetuate that, I like the guy. I think he does a great job. I don't think there's anybody better in the league that can put teams together like him personally. Mm-hmm. So I don't like to hear the negativity, and so I probably wouldn't have him on. but I'm really looking forward to your McDougal interview. I think that father-son duo is going to be gold for you guys.
I've bet against him once in my life, and he's been courteous enough to come on our podcast even after I bet against him. So I've learned not to bet against him. Yeah, I said St. John was going 0-3 in the Memorial Cup.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, you can go back and find it. I said they were going 0-3 in the Memorial Cup. I said you can't fire a coach the last week of the season and be ousted in the first round. Fire a coach, bring in a coach, and it goes. I knew what he was in UMB, not to the level everybody else did, but I said there's just not enough time.
Yeah, because they lost the President's Cup that year, but ended up winning the Memorial Cup, correct?
No, they were out in round 1 to Rimouski in 5 games.
Yeah,
because that was
for the President's Cup.
No, round 1.
Oh,
when St. John hosted the Memorial
but
Cup,
that's what I mean for the playoffs. But they were hosting, so they ended up going on to win.
Right.
Yeah, the Memorial Cup. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So they were out in round 1, and I was like, "Well, you can't fire your coach, bring in another coach, and have success." Plus, Hamilton was a wagon that year. I think Edmonton was coming as well I can't remember who else was here, but I picked Hamilton to win. But yeah, I said St. John was going to go 0-3 in the Memorial Cup. That was the time that we had to do some personal stuff. So we were over in the Czech Republic. So I was 5 hours ahead of New Brunswick. So when I was waking up at 7 a.m., the games were just finishing. So luckily, I didn't have to breathe in St. John winning, living here. I saw one period of any game. Was Shawinigan and St. John, just due to time difference. And Trevor Georgie doesn't not let me remember that I picked his team to go 0-3 in the Memorial Cup when he's been on our show a couple times, and I learned very quickly not to go against Gardner. So
no, he's an incredible coach.
I'm full on in. So, but yeah, no, it'll be an interesting second half of the Maritime Division in general. Okay, Breton could be the first team in league history to go all in with every first round pick traded away when they're under 500. Like Jeremy said last night, you guys are looking to do a fire sale, and
I think so. Yeah,
moving everything that's not nailed down. Bathurst can be good with their picks. St. John's going to be crafty. They're a pain in our arse. And then Charlottetown, who knows what they're going to do, but it's an interesting division.
I'll tell you, I'm not expecting big things from the Islanders right now. I think they're kind of panicking. But you're right. You're right about the other teams. And it's going to be an exciting. I know we're selling, but I'm so excited to watch what happens.
I don't get me wrong. I love winning, and I would like to at some point be the unofficial official show of a Memorial Cup team. But I do actually like when you sell off the assets and you get to do all the drafting and you get to watch the kids develop and the chemistry develop. That's kind of fun. That's the fun part of it. But again, as you can see by my Christmas studio, I'm invested in this. So whether they're 50-13 or they're 13-50, I'm at the rink, and I understand that not everyone's like that. So people want to be around when they're winners, and hopefully Moncton has a good second half to get that building rocking, and you can come down when the building's actually full and see what a crowd investment is, and see how quiet 6,000 to 7,000 people can be when the game's being played.
What's your attendance like now?
I think we're averaging 4.
Because I would figure you guys would be pretty much sold out every game.
Hang on, I got a really fancy tool that shows me how many games or what our average is.
My wife wants to know when the baby is due.
The baby's due when we decide the baby's due.
What?
No, she's having a C-section, so we get to select the day, just because past experiences. If anything was to happen,
my wife had 3 C-sections. I get it. Yeah.
So they can't guarantee. So they're gonna pick a day we're gonna pick a day. And I've told my wife, and as wonderful and supportive as she is, so she was due February 7th, the day after my birthday. We're thinking the last weekend of January.
Yep.
And I told her, and it's supportive and as loving as she is of this podcast, I said, can we do January 26th, 27th? And she said, why? And I said, because that's after the Rimouski game, and the Wildcats don't play at home for about a week and a half.
You just
And
hold
she
off.
said, or why don't I do what's best for us? And I was like, sure, yeah. So I'm hoping the January 26th. I said, I don't care what day. I want to go to Moncton and Rimouski on January 26th.
She's gonna pick the
That is the
January.
mark.
She's gonna pick January 25th just to spite you now, buddy.
Probably. Average fans for us, we're at about 4,400, which is about average from last year as well in the first half. Now, depending on what trades were made, people will kind of start to see it. I think in 2020 we ended up about 6,500 on average.
And what's your
So-
max? 70, 75 or something like that?
81.
81. That's considerable.
81 for hockey, I do believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should be selling out in a go for it year like this, especially like with all the stars you guys have. What's with the monkey? We talked about this. It's the fact that it's an event for us, where it's just a hockey game for the Monktonians.
So I went to my stat sheet and I put in March 1st, 2020, just before the season ended. In 29 games, we had an average attendance of 5,097. In 30 games, you guys had an average attendance of 7,100, and then Quebec was 83, but they have a cheat code of an NHL arena. So
Yeah.
500 extra fans. We were
Yeah.
at 5,000 with a team in 2020 that was winning the Memorial Cup. So I think the Gardner factor will help here, and I would love to see it sold, but team's got some work to do in terms of marketing, and I've made my thoughts known on their marketing, and
They're getting
see
better.
what happens.
They're getting really good. Like actually,
they are.
their social media is really good.
Yeah, Lauren, their social media coordinator, is killing it.
You got two girls doing the social media, correct?
We got one that does the main one. The other one does kind of more of the sponsorship part of it. But yeah, no, Lauren's been killing it. She's allowing us to bring the content to all the fans, and
Smart.
yep. I've always said,
she's smart.
in this day and age, you're competing with groceries, you're competing with gas, you're competing with stuff like school supplies. So you have to have deals, and I've always said the easiest sell I think is power packs. New Brunswick power pack, where you get the two New Brunswick teams and a random Quebec team. A Nova Scotia power pack, where you get the two Nova Scotia teams and a random Quebec team that shows in. A ticket where it's $250 for the year and it's general admission. If you go sit in the top because the building's full, cool. If you go sit in the bottom because the top's full or because it's empty and you want to sit closer, cool. It looks better on TV. You gotta just and then this isn't just a Moncton thing. This is an CHL thing.
Man,
You're
Bathurst is
competing with everything.
horrible.
Wow, that's
Oh my god.
I couldn't imagine trying to sell tickets to a team, to a fan base that is like this. Of we're gonna keep the team, we're gonna sell the team, we're gonna keep the team, we're gonna sell the team. In 2018 when they were winning on their run, that building was rocking, and so the apathy I think as a fan, I don't know if I could have it. Like, you've been a fan for how long?
Well, since my whole life, I used to go to Citadel games before this, but not the way
So
I am
imagine
now.
that they were going to be sold last year, and then a buyer stepped up this year, and then they're going to be sold next year. Your appetite for wanting to go and spend all that money down there, So I understand where they're coming from, and we were going to have a Bathurst guy on the show last week, Johnny Rocket, but he just, it's tough to talk about his team when there's no point in being there next year, right? So, but yeah, it's just they're getting better social media wise, and I hope that ticket wise in the second half, I hope they do what they used to do, where they had a second half season ticket that got you playoff priority, and sell those and get the building full, because the few times my wife and I have been to the Scotiabank Center, and especially now with the lights, like we barely get a video intro in the first period. You guys get 3 of them.
Yeah, the shows,
the lights, like it's unbelievable.
Ryan is unparalleled. Ryan McDonald with the Halifax Mooseheads shout out. Unparalleled. He is the production guy there, or game day production guy, and him and his staff are absolutely incredible at what they do. We're very fortunate.
Somebody's converting in your chat there.
Oh, that's my daughter.
Oh,
so she got accepted to University of Moncton with, and they offered her a $5,000 scholarship as well. She doesn't know if she's going to take it or not. St. Avex is also knocking at the door. Not St. Avex. Was it St. Avex? No, Mount St. Vincent is knocking at her door too, and those are the only two she put out. So, but if she does go there, we have a fan who was a Moose fan who now lives in Moncton, and he's a Split fan. So he has season tickets to Moncton, and when he's home, he cheers on Halifax. But yeah,
Well, make sure he's a subscriber, bro.
I believe he is actually. I did ask him. I'm sure he is. Yeah,
he probably is. We're the only place to get content here, so if you want to find out about the team,
I'll tell you, man. If you haven't seen Halifax's official podcast, you should check it out. They do a really good job.
Do you think they're watching?
Scott definitely watches. I know he does. 100% he does. Yeah, but it is.
I know it was good. I didn't realize that it was produced by another company. So I didn't know that. Yeah, if it's a podcast company in Halifax. So as far as I know, from what I'm guessing, I don't actually know any insider information. They go to a studio, they record the episode, and then the studio produces it for them. I think
that's a cheat code.
I know.
That's it. Just Scott, put the work in, bud.
I've never seen their business offices, so I don't know if that is their business office, but
it's not. That's not. It's definitely not. Their business offices are ground level.
It was a company. They shared the share of them on their story, and I clicked on it because that's. I don't know if you know Rod Peterson, who used to call CFL games.
Yep.
He's doing that down in Florida, so he's got a Cats and Bolts podcast down in Florida, and there's a company that uses it. You can, if you want to start a podcast, because everybody thinks they can do it, you go down there, you get on the mics, you get on the camera, you talk about what you want, and they produce it for you at a cost. So as far as I know, that's
BNV
what
Media.
What's that?
BNV Media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is, look, I'm not knocking them. I mean, they're a team that's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like I want more teams to do this kind of stuff.
But that explains their overlays to me and stuff. Like, it's very professional. It looks really good. Yeah.
No, yeah. And that's, off air, I've made my thoughts known.
Yep.
But on air, yeah, that's what you want. And hey, Breton kind of did the same thing. And I even asked Pat, I was like, you guys done? Or he's like, no, I think Brad's chomping at the bit to do another one. But again, he's the play-by-play guy, so he's busy all the time, right? So, but yeah, no, I think more content is good. I don't know if Moncton has the quote-unquote cojones to start their own, because I think they'd get a lot of fan backlash from ours, but I also wouldn't mind being their official one, but also that may tie what we say and are allowed to say. So I like being at an arm's length now that I think about it. But yeah, no, I like Halifax's content. They, I've compared them to Moncton many, many times of, well, look what they're doing.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing. Yeah. Look what they're doing. It's in your division. Do the same thing. Like, do what they do. It's the meme. Can I copy your homework? Yeah, just change it up a bit. Just change it up a bit.
Change it up. I love it.
So, yeah.
But no, we're fortunate here in Halifax the way that we have multiple fans who have there's so many Instagram channels for the Halifax Mooseheads. There's so many Facebook pages. There's a couple YouTube pages. So we're pretty fortunate with the fan content, and just having the official one is great to have. Because they can get people I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have a Rolodex.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to continue to do players. I hope they just kind of stick to alumni and stuff like that, and you get players on your show, or you converse, and you're not having, they're not going to have a Carrier interview next week because you just had one. I hope they don't undercut you in that way. But the more content you can have about a team, the better. And
I will say one thing about the podcast, and if Scott or Brad Cuzner is listening, I want to see a guest on the show that Brad doesn't have a personal relationship with. The last two guests he played hockey with. I want to see one that you don't have a connection with. Not that the last two weren't amazing, because they were, but you have that to fall back on because you have that personal connection. I want to see somebody from 94 on your channel, or 2019 on the channel. That's what I want to see. Oh, good one.
Yeah, thanks. That did not want to do that. Even though it's just kind of live and having fun, I like to be professional when I'm on these things.
Not on this
Burping
channel.
is not professional.
No, you ask anybody in the building. This is not professional, bud.
No, I get that. I there is a lot of Moose fan pages and Facebook pages and stuff, and I thought it was funny that the name of the podcast is one of the fan pages on Instagram.
The name of my podcast?
No. The name of the actual
Moose
Halifax
Country
official one, Moose Country.
Yeah.
There's an actual like Instagram, and I was like, really?
And there's also a Facebook called Moose Country Club.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's also a.
There's another Facebook called The Moose Country as well.
There's a podcast called The Q Review.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden Scott was doing the Q Review, which I had a little bit of fun on Twitter with.
I got to tell you, I almost stole your other side of the bench. That's a good line, man.
We're going to change that a little bit because we started that when we were going to have former Wildcat players that are in the league that were coming here to play as interviews when we were old school with just no video. And then we started getting players and GMs and scouts and stuff like that. And it's a little silly to call it the view from the other bench. So we're probably going to keep view from the other bench for like if we have Thomas Auger before he comes back, which hoping to get him as a guest and do something related, which is going to be some work for me in Christmas. I got to get a Boucher Team of the Week thing going. I got to get an Eagles report going. I got to get another name for that. But yeah, view from the other bench was just something cool because that's what people are looking for. Like they get mountain content, but if they want to look at other teams,
So are all these segments that you're doing? Are they all going to be in the 1 hour podcast that you guys do?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, they're going to be weekly podcasts. Like all of our segments go in that show, and so when I developed this, I didn't just want two guys talking just for an hour and not really have a flow.
Yep.
So I wanted segments to break up and helps with sponsorships and all that stuff. And yeah. So.
And do you plan on doing more than once a week going forward, or is once a week kind of the standard?
It's really tough with two of us that are just about to have little ones.
Yeah, that's true.
I love Jeremy like more than ever that he comes over here for 39 to 40 weeks a year and does events and does things that, for lack of a better word, he says, you tell me where to be, I'll be there. So for him to come over twice a week or even try and film 2 shows, that's quite a lot for him to be. Yeah, that's asking a lot. And I'm not going to be the type that does the show here and then does an interview without him. So I would like to go 2 days a week, just because I think if we did 2, we could maybe shorten our show to half an hour. Like,
I'll tell you, if you were to do that, you would notice your watch time go up.
Yeah. Have something where we reviewed something last time, and then the second half hour, the second show would be looking hard ahead. But it's also tough with the schedules.
Yeah. No, I get it.
We record Monday, we come out Wednesday. There's not a lot of games on Wednesday nights, so we don't have to worry about it. It's much easier for that, and it sounds cool when it's Wildcast Wednesday.
I like that. All right, brother. I'm going to end this. Thank you so much for coming on.
Go eat, man.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet either. But
this cross content is a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to being on with you, and I'm looking forward to your interview with Fukali. I want to hear the interview with Fukali. That's what I got to message him. Get that done before the team. Get that done before the team, and then when you do it, I want you to ask him about his mask designs, if he comes up with it, and his gear. Either what happens to all the old gear that he's always ever used, or what inspires him to design new gears. Those are my 2 questions when you have Scott Fukali on.
Scott.
No, not Scott Fukali. Zach Fukali. I had Scott on. I got lots of other notes here, and Scott was the note underneath that I looked at. Just happened to look at. So
yeah, I scheduled him a couple times, but he will be on eventually. Right now he's busy in Russia, in his season. So Russia, Maza Russia.
Yeah. Hey, he's getting paid to play hockey.
That's so very funny.
He gets paid to play hockey, but Russia. Russia.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Appreciate it. No worries. Have a good one.
You too, brother. Thank you. All right, guys. That's it for us today. Hope you're all healthy, safe, and happy out there. And as always,
go Wildcats.
Whoa, you didn't. Whoa, little shit. All right. Go Moose, go.